Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1306. Lunner Date with myself. And you're probably going, Lunner Date? Yes, it is spelled Lunner. It is half of lunch and half of dinner. I didn't know what to call it, but we'll talk about that in a moment. So, how's your day going? Today around here has involved a nap this morning and basically been on the go all afternoon. And it's just been an awesome day. Again, the energy thing comes and goes. And so I'm not sure when I wake up in the morning how much energy I'm going to have, how long is it going to last. So I get up, I have breakfast. Sometimes I go back to bed after breakfast, which I did this morning. And because I was really tired. But then I didn't get to bed till like 1:30 this morning. And I actually only woke up once during the night. Instead of every 2 hours, I woke up once during the night, got up, went to the bathroom, had a drink of water, went back to bed, and that was me gone for the rest of the night. Try not to laugh too much so I don't end up coughing. Still got the coughing thing going. Although surprisingly, while I was out at lunch, I didn't have any coughing fits, which was awesome. But yeah, so I got stuck in. My laundry saga is still going, although the laundry has made it mostly out of the bedroom. I did a big sort this afternoon, and so some's still in the bedroom, some's in front of the bath, in front of the shower over there, and some's here. And then I've got one bag over there ready to go. I just got to find my other bags, my laundry bags, so I can stuff them full because I've got everything sorted, ready to go. I just need to find my laundry bags and I'm not exactly sure where they are. So as soon as we find them, I can load them up and I can get the laundry done. Yay! So that's going to be a tomorrow morning task, to try and get all of that done as soon as possible in the morning, which is going to present other challenges because it's my first official day back at work tomorrow. I don't get Zeffy till Wednesday. And so, yeah, it's actually, I may not be able to get the laundry done tomorrow. Hang on. Oh, no, I did get a bit of work done over the weekend on Friday to get rid of a lot of stuff that I had waiting for me on Monday. So fingers crossed about the laundry. Yes. I have to make sure I'm back here before 11:30 because I have a meeting at 11:30. And the laundry is going to take me probably about 3 hours. I know one machine's like 30 minutes and the dryers are like 45. And you go, well, that's an hour and 15. What happens with the rest of the time? Well, you got to drive over there first. Then you have to drag everything out of the car, which is going to be a lot of physical labor, which I haven't done that much of in the last almost 2 weeks. Even just getting the laundry into my car itself is going to be an adventure. I do have my pink wagon in the car, though, if I need it. I do have my pink wagon in the car. I know I have to go pick up mail either tomorrow or Tuesday because I got stuff there that goes into effect on the 1st of March, and it's still sitting in my mailbox. So yes, I need to go and grab all of that. So that will probably, so I may actually do that tomorrow and then do laundry on Tuesday. I might do it that way around because Tuesday I know I've got a lot more flexible time on Tuesday because I don't think I have any appointments on Tuesday. So, oh no, I do have an appointment on Tuesday. It's just going to be a fun week this week. It's going to be a fun week. It is. But I can't wait to see Zeffy on Wednesday. She's been doing so well. Very much playing the mama pup. And watching over the others, watching over their little baby when he was sick. And what even also surprised the dog owner is the dog sitter is that she has 2 dogs. One's a little Chihuahua and one's a golden doodle who doesn't weigh much more than Zeffy. When you see the 2 of them side by side, the golden doodle's like twice the size of Zeffy in height and length. But it's actually only about 10 pounds heavier than Zeffy. It's absolutely hilarious because Zeffy is 38 pounds of pure muscle. And Mildred, the golden doodle, is about 48 pounds. And so it's actually quite funny seeing the 2 of them side by side and knowing that one's only 10 pounds heavier than the other. So got So we're getting ready for Zeffie to come home, which is awesome. I still have all of her toys sitting in her toy bed. I honestly don't know what to do with them right now, whether to just leave them there and see what she does with them, see how many of them quickly get kicked out so she can make a space for herself, whether she goes up there and looks at it and then looks at me as to say, oh, this is my bed. What are they doing here? So it'll be interesting to see if she throws anything out. Yeah, and she's also got 3 bark boxes to open. So yeah, we've got that. We're working towards getting that organized for her as well. I'm definitely have to get her a new basket for her toys. But I'm thinking I might get one that's the same size as the top of her crate. And then I can put it on top of her crate, and because she gets to the top of her crate from the couch. And so she can get up on the couch and just stand there, and it'll be one that she'll be able to climb into if she wants to. And I don't know. I haven't decided. Maybe I'll get it so it takes up half the top of her crate or something. I don't know. It's one of those dilemmas that dog owners have. But that's okay. It's okay. So last night, the reason I ended up going to bed so late last night is I got watching this series on Amazon Prime. Amazon has this new series. It's called The Consultant. It's 8 episodes. It was weird enough that it kept me interested. Like I was sort of like sitting there through the first one going, this is a little weird. But it kept me wanting to watch. And I was like, And then I get to episode 2 and I was like, do I want to watch the second? And they're only like about 35 minute episodes. And so I just sat there and I just kept watching this thing. Like I was like thinking, this is the weirdest program I have ever seen. And I started figuring out some of the stuff that was happening. Because of all these like little twists and turns, and there's this whole story thing going on. But basically there's this computer company. They only get shot by some kid from some school group that comes in to visit them. And then this guy turns up and basically takes over the entire thing and has no idea what the company does. Absolutely zero idea what the company does. He just knows that he's there to get it back on its feet because it was in financial strife. And he's there to now get it back on its feet again. And it's his interaction with the workers, the employers, the employees and things, and their reaction to him. And you have a couple of main characters that we follow throughout. We're following their personal life as well as their work life as well. And when they come together with ideas and things like that. And it's just, I have to say, it was one of the weirdest programs I've seen in a very long time, but it kept me hooked. The storyline kept me hooked. It was just very weird. I thought it was very weird, but it kept me glued for the 8 episodes, which is what it's designed to do. And I was just sort of like, damn, I can't believe I sat there and watched all 8 episodes. Damn it. So if you have seen The Consultant on Amazon Prime, it's one of their own original, an Amazon original. If you have seen it, I would love to know what you think of it. To me, it was just a weird story and how it all came together and their little twists and turns and things. And some of it I figured out, one major part I figured out pretty quickly. I think it was like the second or the third episode where they start exploring this another part of the story to try and help solve the main mystery of who is this consultant, who is he? As soon as they started going into this one part of the story, I figured out what it came to and all that sort of thing. But it was just weird. But it kept me entertained. It kept me hooked in. Like I wasn't going to go to bed till I finished watching the thing. But like I said, weird. Okay. So on to today. Like I said, got the laundry sorted. Just got to find the laundry bags, so I can put the laundry into it to get it all into the car. And once it's made it into the car, it gets easier to get to the laundry and get that done. And so then I just had this hankering. And, the fact that I didn't stop anywhere for dinner yesterday when I was out for my little drive, it kind of bugged me a little bit. And I thought, why can't I take myself to a restaurant? And I very rarely, I can probably count on one hand the number of times I've gone and sat by myself in a restaurant since Brad passed. It took me months. I was out driving one day and I just drove it. It's like 2:00 in the afternoon, drove into the parking lot at Denny's there in Solana Beach and got out, went and sat down inside and had lunch. I did have my Kindle with me, so I was able to sit there and read that. But today I was sort of like, nope, I am going to go to Cracker Barrel today. I am going to Cracker Barrel because I want steak, egg, and chips. And steak, eggs, and chips is yum. And I wanted steak, eggs, and chips. And I thought, I'm going to go to Cracker Barrel and have a thing. And I'm like, there's something I was looking through. I was cleaning out my wallet and came across my loyalty cards and stuff. And there's a red roll in there. I thought, ooh, haven't had a bonsai burger for a while. And then I was like, no, we're having steak, eggs, and chips at Cracker Barrel. So even though I was delaying the leaving to go and have this, and then I was second guessing, should I go do this? And then I was trying to find other reasons to do something different. But I stuck to my guns. I was determined I was going to go to Cracker Barrel and I was going to have steak, eggs, and chips. And so I get to Cracker Barrel and they gave me a table, and it was like 3:44 in the afternoon or something. It was 3:44 in the afternoon, I think it was, when we got there. And so it was just before 4 o'clock. And the waiter comes over. His name was Nathan. Nice young man. And so I explained to him, I said, I'm trying to find on here. I says, all I want is steak, eggs, and chips. And he goes, oh. He says, well, on Friday night we have a special of fish and chips. I says, no. Steak, eggs, and chips. And then he points to one of the breakfast menus that has steak with it. And he says, but it doesn't have chips with it. And he says, and those don't come aside. I said, well, can I order them as a separate? That's not one of the side choices that you have for that. And I said, well, can I order it as a separate dish? He's like, oh, yeah, you could do that. So I had a look at this thing. It came with 3 eggs. And I was like, fine, steak, eggs, and chips. That's all I care about. And so he's like, and well, you get these 2 other sides. And I'm like, well, I just ordered my fries. But whatever. And so we ended up with fried apples, which are usually pretty good, and grits. And I was not raised on grits. I had never had grits before until I was on a road trip with some friends, and we were at some buffet thing or something, and I got to try fried okra and grits at the same time. And the fried okra I really liked. I liked that. Not too keen on boiled okra, but fried okra with the batter thingy around it, really good. And then I had grits, and they said, oh, you got to put the butter in it and mix it up. And so I was like, okay. And so they brought out this little mini bowl of grits. I mean, it was like a cup of grits. And I thought, well, I ain't going to eat all that, but I will give some of it a go. And so I had to get them to go get the butter so I could put that in there. And so I had my steak, eggs, and I got my steak done medium rare. And I find I will eat medium steak, but I prefer medium rare. And I find if I order a medium rare, I will at least get medium and not beyond, because a lot of people in some restaurants don't know how to cook a medium rare steak. And so I figure if I ask for medium rare, I will get medium and we'll be good. It'll be fine. This came out perfectly cooked medium rare. It was a sirloin steak. It was delicious. It was like I didn't even put any eggs or fries with it. I just sliced it down. And as I sliced it open, I went, oh. You could see straight away it was cooked to perfection. And I was like, oh my gosh, they've cooked it correctly. And I took that first mouthful, and you got that explosion of flavor on the tongue of this perfectly cooked medium rare sirloin steak. I just sat there with my eyes closed and just let the steak just sit on my I hadn't even started chewing it. It was just sitting on my tongue. And I just sat there for a minute or two and just let the flavors blossom and drizzle onto my tongue because of all the juices and everything else, and just sat there and just enjoyed just the flavors of the steak before I started chewing. And then I took that first chew, and you get all those juices coming out of the meat, and I was like, oh, I felt like I had died and gone to heaven. I haven't had steak I've had steak that I've cooked on the grill, on my little Foreman grill, but this is the first time I've had somebody else cook me steak, and I don't remember when, and that meat was so good. Oh, and I have to tell you, that cut of sirloin was spectacular. There was no gristle in it. It was just pure perfection on a. It was yum. I'm not much sure how to describe this steak, but oh my gosh, every mouthful of that steak was perfection. And I was really, really impressed because I'd never had a steak at Cracker Barrel before. And so I knew I was taking a risk. I'd had, some places that are similar standard to Cracker Barrel and was disappointed with the steak. But this, if you go check out my photo that's on Facebook of it or on my Instagram account, you can see the size of the steak. And I mean, it was about this big and it was about, this thick. It was cooked to perfection. And it hadn't been sitting long. It was resting on they had it rest. They hadn't rested it before they put it on the plate. They had taken it off the grill onto the plate, and the plate was brought out. Because usually you can tell when a steak's been rested before they plate it, but this one had not been, and it was so good. And with the fries and the eggs, it was such a really good meal. And I didn't eat all the grits. I ate some of them. And then he brings out this basket with biscuits and gravy, and then I'm like, where the frig did biscuits and gravy? I don't recall. Maybe it was part of the menu item. I don't know. But I'm like, well, there's one, I ain't eating the gravy because I know it's got onions in it. But the biscuits, yes, we'll definitely eat those because that was good for slopping up the juices afterwards. Yeah, I thought it would have been a little much had I picked up the plate and licked it. So I used the biscuits instead. But for an hour outing, I got there at 3:44. I left there about an hour later. They were just starting to get people coming in for lunch, for dinner, and I as I was walking out there, I thought, oh, my stomach feels like I've eaten a little too much. And I looked back at what I had eaten. I thought, no, well, I didn't eat all the fried apples, even though they were really good. I didn't eat all the grits. Definitely didn't eat the gravy. Ate the 2 biscuits. And all my chips and all my fries and all my bit of steak. So yeah, that's a lot of food. Normally I would not have a problem eating that amount of food, but because I haven't eaten much over the last couple of weeks, that was a lot of food for one meal. But it was good. I was glad I did it, and I got in the car afterwards. I'm like, I took myself out for dinner. Yay! Had a Lunner Date with myself. And so while I was waiting, I was reading a book. And this book is very, very important because it's actually a really, really good book. Not that I should be surprised or anything because I know the person who wrote it. In fact, tomorrow evening, so on call number 1307, tomorrow evening, we're having Julie join us, and she is the author of this book, The Way of the Traveler's Heart. And she is a phenomenal, phenomenal woman. And her accomplishments and everything else, but you'll get to hear from her directly tomorrow night. I was actually on her podcast a few weeks ago, and we had a blast. We could have so easily kept going and talking and everything else, but she is such a fun person. And what is interesting is that her very first solo trip by herself was with country walkers, and country walkers take you to different countries, and you basically hike and walk the country. And her first country walkers adventure, her very first adventure was to New Zealand. And so it's all written in here about that. And some of the parts I remember reading because I've gone through it, and it is some of the places that she's gone to, some of the adventures that she has had. She really does have the heart of a traveler. And we will talk about tomorrow we'll talk about what the HEART actually stands for. But I do remember her New Zealand story was really cool. And it was interesting, some of the comments that she made in there, in her journal, because she shares some of her journal entries from her trip to New Zealand, and some of the comments that she made in there, I was like, yep, I hear that so often. And so we will be talking about that tomorrow night. So put on your calendars for tomorrow night to come and join us to hear Julie, The Way of the Traveler's Heart. It is a very good book. It is an excellent book. and I'm having a blast reading. I still haven't finished it yet, so I've got a lot. So that's what I'm doing laundry tomorrow morning, is finishing off the book. You want to know what I do when my laundry is on? I read. And yeah, that's good. That's good. But anyway, so I'm going to go read some more of this now. So actually, I'm going to go find my laundry bag so I can pick up all my laundry so I don't go tripping over it in the middle of the night. And if I get into the car tonight, that will be a good thing. So so that's been today. It's just been, and I got home from there and I was like, oh, I probably should take a nap. And then I sort of like looked at my bed and went, you know. I went and I sat down and I read. I put my feet up and I thought, I really don't need to lay down to have a rest. I do need to sit up though, because my food was still digesting. I didn't want to lay down and let it digest. So I sat in the recliner and read instead. And I tell you, that consultant thing kept coming back to me. Like it's on repeat at the moment in some areas of my head. I'll read something and it will trigger something from that, and that little scene will go play in my head. So I'm on, yeah. So if you've ever seen The Consultant, it's a brand new 8 episode series on Amazon Prime that they themselves did. Let me know your thoughts, please. Like I said, I thought it was weird, but I had to watch to the end. They kept dropping these little bits along the way, these little crumbs. You had to go follow the crumbs and pick up the crumbs. And if you didn't pick up the crumbs, you'd be going, oh, what did they do? They did the and you'd be running ideas through your head all night and not be able to sleep. So anyway, I'm out of here. I'm going to go finish reading The Way of the Traveler's Heart. And I will see you guys tomorrow evening here at 6 p.m. Pacific, where we will have Julie joining us. And we'll be talking about The Way of the Traveler's Heart. So mark it on your calendars. We'll be putting it into Facebook and YouTube and all, Facebook and YouTube as an event coming live and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, come join us tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And you'll be able to hear firsthand from Julie about The Way of the Traveler's Heart. Have a super fantastic, sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. He konara.